Hello soulmates, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new to this channel you are highly welcome. In today's tutorial I'll be teaching you how to cut and sew this beautiful blouse. So from my previous tutorial I drafted the pattern of this blouse, and in this particular video I'll be cutting the fabric and also be joining them together to form this blouse. So if this is a tutorial you're interested in, please like this video, drop a lovely comment for me in the comment section, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you. So guys, like I said, I drafted this pattern in my previous video, so I will link it up here and I will also pin it down in the comment section. So in case you haven't seen the pattern drafting video, please go ahead and watch that video so that you can understand what is going on. But this is what the pattern looks like, and I'm just cutting this pattern out. So guys, this is what the back pattern also looks like, and I've cut this out also. So if you haven't seen the pattern drafting, please do well to watch the video so you can understand. So this is the sleeve and this is everything. So now I went ahead to cut this unfold. So what I did was to cut with the highest part. You know, this neckline is asymmetric and the hemline also is asymmetric. So I cut this center front out, the lining and the fabric out with the highest part of this pattern. So I will show you what I mean. So as you can see that one side is shorter than the other, so I cut the fabric out with this bigger side. So I'll be trimming off the shorter side. If you cut it with this shorter side, you will end up like the pattern will not be balanced, like the fabric will not be balanced. So I use this big part to cut it out, then I'll be trimming off the excess I just have like this. Or you can just open, another way to cut this is just to open up your pattern paper like this, then you cut directly, but mine was on fold. That's why I cut the highest part. As you can see, this part also. So after cutting this, I'll just trim out everything. So if you look at my lining and my fabric, I've added interfacing to the lining and the fabric. So that was what I added. So I'm just trying to trim this off to make sure it is 0.5 inch at the sides. So for the sides I added 0.5 inch all around. So this is the side front, and like I said, I also cut this out with the bigger pattern. You know, if the other pattern like this one is smaller, so I'll be trimming off the other side. So I cut the both side with this bigger part. So I will pick one, the one for the lining and the one for the main fabric right now. Then I will use the smaller pattern to just trim it off. So to cut the smaller one, so I want my work to be fast. That's why I cut out two instead of cutting it one after the other. So you go ahead and also trim the part you need to trim, and you also trim this part also. So this is what this looks like. As you can see, for the sewing allowance I added 1.5 inch. You can use 1 inch or any inches you want to use, but I use 1.5 for mine. And this is what the front looks like. So I'll go ahead and join the lining separately, and I'm also join the fabric separately. So when you want to join, make sure you start the joining from the end over there, from the hemline, so you join to the shoulder side. So you go ahead and also fix this, you pin it down, then you go ahead and just sew also. So you do the same thing too for the lining. So now let's move to the back bodies. So for the back bodies, this is what I have. So I've cut out the lining and also the fabric. So for this center back, so I won't be having any joining at the center back. So this is what I cut. So I cut this like in two. It is doubled, so there is no joining there. So if there was to be joining there, I will add ½ inch at that side, but since there is no joining there, I left it. So I just added ½ inch to the other side. So I cut out two of this one. I'll be showing you very soon. So I cut out two of these, and I cut out the lining for the side back also. So this is how I will be joining it. So I'll be joining one fabric, that is the main bodies, to this side, then I'll be joining lining to the other side. So that's how I cut this. So as you can see that the for the center back, the fabric is at the front and also at the lining part like that. So that's how I so that was how I did it. So this is how I will join this also. So don't get confused. This is, you will understand as we proceed. So this was how I cut this instead of joining it, so I did not bother. So this is my sleeve. Because this fabric is very stretchy, the net is stretchy, I just added half inch, but we're sewing with 1 inch so that I can tighten this up. So it is very stretchy. So this is what my sleeve looks like. So this is the yoke for the front, and this is what it looks like. So this is the net. I'll go ahead and add a doll face, like, or a crepe underneath it. So I don't want to use it like that. So for the back yoke, this is what the back yoke looks like. So I doubled the net for the back. So this was how I doubled the net. So I did not add, so this side there, that center back is unfold, and the rest I just added half inch round. So I did not add half inch to that center back because it's unfold, so I don't need to hem it or anything. So I just added half inch all around. Then I'll be sewing the neckline and the that style we have at the yoke area. So this is my center, this is the back bodice after sewing. So I went ahead to also iron. So this is what the lining part looks like. As you can see what I was talking about. So this is what it looks like, and this is the other side too. So I'll go ahead and fix my yoke. So I went ahead to also sew this yoke, like I've hemmed this part here. The only part I left opening was the shoulder and the armhole for the yoke. So you know we move inward by 2 inches at this center back. So make sure you are moving inward when you want to fix your yoke also, so that you don't get confused. So if you remember on the pattern, I went inward by 2 inches. So you start fixing your yoke from that 2 inches. This is very important. So you pin it down, then you use the other side to just cover it up. So I also place this other yoke too from that 2 inches. So now this is how I will fold. You know, I don't have joining at the center back, so I'll just flip it like this. Then I'll go ahead and sew. But before I sew, I want to add my boning, because the boning I want to add is this Regilene boning. So I want to sew it on it before I turn the fabric. So I'll be placing the boning. So let me mark the line. So this is where the first boning will be. So I'm adding this boning to the lining part, not the main fabric. So I'm adding it to the lining at the center back. You know, the lining for the center back is also an Ankara fabric, so that's right. So you leave about 3/4 inches after the first line, then you rule another line. So that's, so the line at the middle will be for the eyelet. So you fix the first boning, you leave the space for the eyelet, then you fix the second boning, and make sure the boning is not getting to the top. At least leave about 3/4 or half inch at the top and at the lower part, so that when you want to turn, it will be easy for you to turn. So I'll go ahead and sew this boning on it, then I'll come back and show you what I have. So for the front, this is what the front is looking like. So I've joined the lining separate, and I've joined the main bodice separate also. So I'll go ahead and cut the cape, that cape we have at the front. So I'll go ahead and cut it out now. So for the cape, I will use this main fabric to cut the cape. So the cape, I want mine to have lace and a doll face underneath. So I'll cut the doll face first, and this will be on fold. So I'll just place it like this. So I'll still add stay to this doll face. So when I'm done cutting, I will add stay to it. So you go ahead, you pin it down, then you can just cut. So the wideness of this cape is about 3.5 inches. That's excluding like that's including the sewing allowance, half inch at the neckline and half inch to turn it, so you will understand very soon. So I use 3.5 inches all through. So I'll be sewing this edge here, I'll be turning it with half inch, and I'll be fixing the cape to the neckline with half inch, so I'm left with 2.5 inches. Sure you get. So now I need to trim the armhole because this cape is getting to the armhole side. So let me place this on it again. Then I will trim this armhole. So after cutting, you go ahead and you add your stay to it. Then you also cut one net fabric. So you place the net fabric on it like this. So this will be at the front. Then you place this other one too on it. So I added stay to both the doll face, the one I use as the underlay and the one I use for the lining. So after joining and sewing this is what I have. So I'll go ahead and place it on the neckline like this. So I'll pin it down. I'll pin it down, then I'll use the lining to cover it up. But before I cover it up, so this is the yoke. I've added an underlay under it. So I added underlay to it, and I'll place it at this part here. So this is where the yoke for the front will be. So you also pin this down before you use the lining to turn it. So I'll use my lining to turn this to cover it. So I'll first sew the neckline. So after sewing the neckline, I will top stitch before I go ahead and sew the main bodies all around. So after, so this is the back. I went ahead to sew the lining. Then I left some opening by the side to turn this. So make sure you turn properly, and after turning you go ahead to iron. So after ironing, this is what I have. So I will go ahead now and sew at the right side here just to indicate the lines. So I'll go ahead and sew. So this is my modesty panel, and the modesty panel should be times 2 of the opening you have. So now for the front, I want to add a cup to it because she will not be wearing, my client will not be wearing a bra underneath the dress. So I made this cup that I will be padding. So I'll be fleshing the cup and I'll be inserting it to the front body. So this is the back bodies after fixing the modesty panel, and this is the front. So I make sure I top stitch. So these are the cup right here. I've fleshed it with fiber and este. So now I'll place it on the lining like this. So I want it to be on the lining, then I will pin it down, then I'll just make a little sewing on it. So I'll make sure that this cup is rightly placed at the under bust to the bust area. So I'll sew it. So I couldn't pin it down, so I'll go ahead and sew it at the center alone on my sewing machine. So after sewing, this is what I have. So this is what the cup is looking like. So now I'll go ahead and turn the blouse all round. So I'll turn this blouse all round, then the opening will be at the armhole side. So after turning, make sure you notch this edge here so that this sharp corner can come out very well. So you go ahead and flip this to the right side, then after flipping you go ahead and iron for it to look very nice and okay. So now it's time to join the back bodies and the front bodies together. So you start by joining them at the shoulder. You join them at the shoulder area together. Then after that, you join them by the side also. So after joining them together, this is what I have now. So the next thing I'll be doing is to fix the sleeve to the to the body. I'll fix the sleeve to the body. So these are my sleeves, and I'll go ahead and fix them. So after fixing them, this is what I have right now. Then the next thing is to just make the eyelet hole, fix my hook and eye for the yoke at the back, and I will also fix the trimming I have. So in case you want to also add trimmings to yours instead of beading, make sure you choose a trimming that is flexible. You know, this as and the hemline of this blouse is kind of curvy, so that the trimmings can bend very well at the edge. So after I was done, so I used a hot gum glue to fix the trimmings to the edge. Then also fixed the hook and eye for the yoke at the back, and the eyelet also. I've made the eyelet hole and I've fixed the eyelet on it. And this is what the blouse looks like. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't liked this video, if you haven't dropped a lovely comment for me, please do that now. And if you haven't shared this video with your friends and community, please share this video with them. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.